Start it up.
Okay.
Shalom, 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 Yasha Allah, everybody online. All right, here we go. Yep.
Shalom, shalom. Everybody tuning in. Shalom to the 12. Mighty shalom to all of the brothers, Akim out there, laboring for the truth, week in, week out, doing their deeds and serving the Most High and waking up the lost sheep, sealing the elect. Mighty shalom to those brothers. Double honors to the elders that's been laboring in this thing for many moons, for decades on end, passing down the truth to the next generation. Shalom to the sisters out there, raising up the children in the way that they ought to go, and playing their position in their roles respectively. And shalom to the children out there, being raised up in this truth, and not following after their peers, and forsaking the world. So shalom to everybody here, shalom to everybody online that's tuning in. Another lesson, MOTC. And most High willing, will bring some edification, and and if not, nonetheless, we'll build and just offer the precepts that we already know. So, but this lesson is going to be called "How is the Gold Become Dim?" And this is in reference to Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 1. So we're going to start out with that first verse, and we're going to go into some things concerning to do with Israel, Jake and Eve. So, most High willing, we're good. See how Jake and Eve is doing in the world today. We're going to start out with Lamentations chapter 4, and we're going to get verse 1.
Lamentations 4 in the first verse. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
Right. So right here, the first verse is letting you know, it says, how has the gold become dim? Right. Because, over the course of time, if, not polishing your gold, it can be, lose its color. It can lose its value, and right here, it's referencing gold, but it's actually talking about the sons and daughters of the Most High, which is Israel. Right. Read verse 2.
The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter?
Right. So it says, how are the precious sons, dealing with the men first, because like in various precepts throughout the Bible, we see in Proverbs 8 and 4, the Most High says, unto you, O men, I call, or Ezekiel 34 and 31, the flock of my pasture is men. Revelation, 21 and 3, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men.
Yeah.
So the Most High, in his orderly fashion that he operates in, he deals with the men first. So he said that the precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers? Right? And when you're dealing with the earthen pitchers, it's actually the Hebrew word for earthen is kaharis. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but bear with me. And it means piece of pottery, pot shear, clay, pottery, vessel. So that's what the earthen is in representation of. It's a vessel, right? And it says pitcher. Pitcher is the Hebrew word for that is nabel, which means vase, bottle, vessel, jar. And so nonetheless, it says that the precious sons of Zion are, become like just a regular old, jar, a regular bottle, regular vase, and it's lost its color, has no value in it anymore. And we see that prevalent throughout society today. Looking at, you had a question or no?
Oh no.
You're looking at Jake and Eve today. I want to start off with you got the. You want to read it?
You wanted a potter? Which one? You want a pitcher?
Yeah. We can get earthen first.
Oh, you want earthen?
Oh, but you had the picture first, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can read that one. Then
You got earthen first and then pitcher. Which one you want first?
Earthen is cool. From H27 to 89.
Yeah, let me share.
We're going through some etymology, y'all.
Earthen.
We won't hear these terms.
Strong's H 2789. Geres. Geres.
That's the word for earthen, right? And the definition is
So you got earthen, clay pottery. You have collateral form. A nice piece of pottery, earthen, sherd, or a stone. This is the original. To scrape the sun. So which one you want? You want the original?
no, yeah. I just want to go
earthen.
first to the outline of biblical usage, and then
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So,
that's Strong's. Yeah.
So this is earthen. We heard it Strong's 2789. The outline of biblical usage is earthenware, clay pottery, a shard, potsherd, or earthen vessel. The Strong's definition, which is karash, is a piece of pottery, earthen, a sherd, or a stone. Then you want what else?
No, that was it on that. That was basically what I needed.
Then you want earthen? I mean, did you still want earthen?
Our picture, you mean?
Or was it picture?
Yeah, I think that's the
Okay,
second.
let me see.
So we see what the earthen is. Oh,
Now, picture.
yeah, not picture.
Strong's 5035.
Strong's H 5035. Navel. Navel. And second entry. Nevel. Nevel.
So you got outline biblical uses: a skin bag, a jar, or a pitcher, a skin bottle or skin, a harp, lute, guitar, or musical instrument. You have a skin bag for liquids from collapsing when empty. So it's almost like a, what do you call them things? Like the water bag canteens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence a vase, similar in shape when full, also a lyre, as having a body of like form, a bottle, pitcher, a psaltery, a vessel, or vial.
Right. Right. So it's something that people make, you know what I'm saying, in their again, their spare time. Some people do it for work. The Most High often compares himself as being a potter, and we as being clay. But nonetheless, the Most High said that in verse 2 one more time again.
The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter?
So it says, how are the precious sons of Zion esteemed as the earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? We're going to get some examples, and we're going to show off the first one with we're going to look at various things that Israel is doing or going through. Let's get the brother Rolly Bands real fast, man, because this is how Jake has become an earthen pitcher, right? So we see if you are on YouTube and we're posting a video for you. If you're here right now, you can look at your phone, or really don't really even need to see unless you want to see the picture of the person, and or videos that we show later. But this was a rapper out of Tampa who seeking all the clout. I don't know how big he was. Obviously, I don't think anybody's really heard of him outside of until now. I'm sure he was probably known within his community or his state. But nonetheless, a Tampa rapper Rolly Bands shot and killed after posting IG message to his killers. So you have this brother right here who, going on IG, Instagram to. Matter of fact, I want to get that next slide on his quote that he posted to his story. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, on his story, he put, "A lot of these niggas know where I live at for real. I sleep in peace. If a nigga wants smoke, I'm at my crib in 5 minutes." Let's get the next one on that. So he posts that to his Instagram story, and I guess so. They said in an article, it speaks about his death. It says, minutes before Tampa rapper Rolly Bands was shot and killed, he invited his killers to his home. Bands sent a social media challenge to his killers on Instagram. A lot of these, and he quotes the same thing what I just read. A lot of these niggas know where I live at for real. I sleep in peace. If a nigga wants smoke, I'm at my crib in 5 minutes. So apparently, reading another article, they pulled up 5 minutes late, but they got him, and hey, but that he spoke it into existence.
Yeah.
He did, very much so. I mean, was it one more slide on there on that same one or not?
One more.
Okay, so yeah.
Say the killers put up 5 minutes later and opened fire.
Mm-hmm.
There was another cat, man, in Detroit, I think it was, and he got killed live on his Instagram. He's talking, and there was some threats going on back and forth or whatever. He's sitting outside of his house, and he telling the man, they know where I'm at, blah, 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 blah. And next you know, he get up and say, oh, we got action. We got action.
Yeah.
He get up out the chair, and all you hear is, Jay got put to death. All over some Facebook and some Instagram comments. Jake's just drawing death to themselves, man, doing this foolishness.
Kind of reminiscent of the brother out here. Was it last year? I think he was in Hawthorne.
Hawthorne? Yeah,
he got killed on live Instagram talking to his homie. He was trying to call out. Couldn't even get his words out.
He got shot up in the car.
Right in his car, man. So, but let's get Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 21. Because right now the Most High is judging the earth. He's judging our people, like it speaks of in 1 Peter chapter 4, where he says, judgment must first begin at the house of God, and he's bringing forth that judgment upon our people. Because you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that hasn't heard of the Israelites. So a lot of people have heard of this truth already. But we're gonna get Proverbs 18 and 21.
Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Right. So it says that death and life is in the power of the tongue, man. A lot of people in the world, they speak about manifestation, or you got to manifest your dreams. You got to speak it into existence. Well, I mean, that's very much true. You can't speak things into existence. That's why the Most High said death and life is in the power of the tongue. And what was that last part?
And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Right. So whether it be, that fruit is rotten, you're going to eat that fruit. Whether it was good fruit and what you speak, in your day-to-day life, how you conduct yourself, it's going to manifest what type of fruit you are producing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like Christ said, you're going to know a person by their fruits. He was Rolly Bands was operating in the spirit of death, and beef, and, his ops, so on and so forth. So, hey, that's what took place to him. He took hold of death, man. And like it says in Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 3, it says, death shall be chosen rather than life. You know what I'm saying? So we're seeing these things take place amongst our people quite often. A lot of these rappers is getting killed left and right. You know what I'm saying? So there was actually, let's go back to that Instagram. There was another rapper. He was a little bit more. He was more known than this one. I used to see this brother's images all the time, but I never checked out his music. This one was Jada Youngin. He was from Louisiana.
Jada Youngin.
24 years old. Says rapper Jada Youngin has passed away at the age of 24. So the Most High is definitely putting the spirit of death in the earth amongst our people, and particularly dealing with a lot of the rappers and in the hip hop community, because a lot of our people idolize these artists, and hold these people up to such a standard. They want to live like them. They follow after everything they do, from the dress, what's in style now, to the vehicles as people is driving. Everybody got the Dodge Hemi, you know what I'm saying, the Hellcat, you know what I'm saying, everything that these rappers do and promote. Hey, you best believe the Jakes living in the projects, living in the slums and the ghettos, they're gonna follow suit to what's popular, and these celebrities are the trendsetters of what we see our people do. You know what I'm saying? For by and large. Now he was a young brother. He had a son that he was taking care of. Just if you looked at his Instagram page, he had like I said, he had a son. He posted videos quite often with his boy, but he got killed in his own hometown. Even like on the right hand side, dealing with Yahushua, he said that a prophet is not accepted in his own home. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but I mean, look, Sometimes you're a product of your environment. You can't help but lead a hood. You didn't made it. You didn't probably. I'm sure he made hundreds of thousands if he wasn't already a multi-millionaire. But you had a sort of article.
Yeah, this is Bogalusa Police. This is an update to the press release of the shooting earlier tonight. We can now identify the victims of Javorius Scott, aka Jada Youngin, and close family member Kenyatta Scott Sr. We can also confirm that Javorius Scott has died as a result of his injuries. Kenyatta Scott Sr. has been transported to another facility, and we have been told that he is in stable condition. Detectives are currently conducting interviews and working leads. Further information will follow as it becomes available.
God, and even then, dealing with that death and life is in the power of the tongue. One of the last videos or songs he was promoting, he was like the brother may mention, he was talking about his ops, killing his ops, shooting Jakes up and the whole nine. And I actually wanted to read some of his lyrics from that last song he had. I think the song was called Ops. Yeah, so let's see. Let me look this up. Bear with me right quick, y'all. Yeah, I think the song was called Ops, and it's just, that's the Most High. Hey, he said he'll laugh at your calamity, like in Proverbs 1:26. The Most High has he has a way of going about taking care of you. You know what I'm saying? Or manifesting the words that you put out there. You putting out this energy of our people killing one another. You promoting violence amongst our own people. Like you said, you live by the sword, you got to die by it, man. You know what I'm saying? So let me try to find this.
Yeah, the precept.
Your opposition?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the slang term that Jake's used today. Right. That's an op this, op that. Right. Everybody say op these days. So
what's that dude? Charleston White.
Charleston White. He got so many ops.
He got
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a better time for the spirit catcher.
The blood, death to Chris, death to Nipsey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He out there flashing his gun with the 50-round drum. You know what I'm saying? He just went viral for Mason Soldier Boy in the face. He said he pulled the mace out of his girl's purse and maced him. And he said he was gonna press charges.
You just went on that scripture, death and life and the power of the tongue. You better keep
Yeah, but see the Most High, because he's one of the main ones out there right now that's keeping our people divided. And even then, he had a video recently going in on the so-called Hispanic brothers, talking about not wanting to deal with the Mexicans. He hate them, and so on and so forth. So
there's got to be an agent, man.
Yeah, he has to be, man.
He talked too much, man. He's so destructive with his mouth.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, man.
Either that, or he mentally, he mentally ill, man. So he's something off with it, I got a precept for you.
Okay, come on.
Matthew 12:37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Playing upon tables, man. Most High said, by thy words thou shalt be justified.
Actually, let me read that 36 too.
Okay.
But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
So for every idle word that men shall speak, man. And a lot of people before, or people that had near-death experiences, they always talk about how their life flashed before their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has that same recollection of almost facing death. Whether those that were shot, those that get into a car accident, the Most High will replay probably your most wicked, life incidents. You know what I'm saying? Your life moments or just your life in general.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
After I had blacked out, fell out. And on the ride home, you just see, it was just like light in my eyes, and it literally played like a movie. It was just, and when you play in a video game and you see him this life, it was the same thing. It was literally all my memories start racing through my head before they resuscitated me in the hospital.
Wow.
When I opened my eyes, I couldn't believe it. I was like, did I almost die? But I remember so many things in that few minutes.
Yeah.
Obviously, how the Most High would judge you like that.
Right.
It literally looked like a movie now,
Yeah. And that's why the Most High references us as being grass, man. The grass fadeth and the grass withereth, but the word of the Most High shall stand forever, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, Like he references us as being, grass. Grass has generations. So do we. So I mean, we have our life is really but a flash. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about I wanted to read some of his lyrics right quick. I'll try to limit his cuss words. So this was his most recent song. He was literally promoting it just like 2 days before he passed. The video's on YouTube. He does have the video, but this is some of the lyrics from his song called Ops. It says, "Don't matter the heroes. It's been a little minute, bit nigga, but I'm still with it. Stop flagging. You know what city? Drive back off the bot with no limit. Cut off that fake ish. I ain't with it. Loco, it's been a little minute. B nigga, but I'm still with it. We looking for ops. Young niggas letting off shots. They don't give a F about the cops. We clutching them mops. B, if you lack at the trap, we taking whatever you got. We catch him, he drop. They aiming straight at your top. No dissing, we told him stop. Hop out on his block. Up with this stick or the Glock.
Wow.
Don't matter, somebody getting shot.
Wow.
And somebody did get shot. It was him and his relative.
Let's get a Proverbs 13 and verse 3, man. So we see just by, and that's just the beginning part of the song. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Our people rapped about death. When you look at the women that was singing with David and Saul when they went to go kill the enemies, but they weren't singing about the death of their own people. They were singing about the death of their enemies, man, non-Israelite peoples. David killed his 10,000.
That was a threat to our nation.
Right, yeah, people that was in opposition of us. That's who they was going after, man. So, I mean, it's not so much an issue of you rapping or singing about these things, but you got to know, how it's being used against us, how it's a detriment to us as a people. Because, of course, the white man is going to promote negativity amongst us. I mean, anybody with 2 eyes should be able to see that. He's going to pay millions of dollars to our people to, continue bringing us up in a spirit of violence, in a spirit of hatred amongst our own people. But they're not going to give millions of dollars to a brother that's talking about killing the Jewish man or killing white people. They will not do nothing like that. But that's why you look at a video like Bobby Shmurda dancing around on the table, and he just got a room full of white people just sitting around, and he performing on the table trying to make sure he can sign this damn contract. They had to make sure he was rapping about killing people. That's what they had to make sure of that. You had something going.
I was thinking about, I brought this up before, but like when Rodney King, that whole situation had happened, the riot and stuff. The underground music was this, what they have today, and the consecutive music,
the mainstream
music was Fight the Power.
Public Enemy. I was just absolutely.
So, and they knew that. So the white man said, "Okay, well, no. What's the name? Kissinger.
Yeah.
Henry
Kissinger.
To the table.
Yeah. I heard about that. They had a meeting, I believe, in like 1991, probably earlier than that, where they came down to discuss about the direction in which they want to take hip hop. And I mean, you definitely seen a direct shift in 1988 when the Straight Outta Compton came out. NWA came out even slightly prior to that with the Ice-T and the Too Short and the direction, but they definitely, you seen the shift. And then after after 1988, I think that conference was in like 91 though.
I think the conference was in 91, and then that's when you seen the shift with the Viacom and MTV and all of that, because remember, like back in the days, the only videos that you would see was heavy metal and all that. The Edomites was the only ones getting videos. And that was drug culture. That was destructive, And
maybe Michael Jackson.
They flip-flopped it and said, we're going to promote the death culture on the blacks and promote gangster rap. Because like you said, back in the day, we had Public Enemy, X-Clan. You had all kind of De La Soul and all that. Yeah. To balance out the negative music. They said, man, get rid of them. We're putting the Chronic and Dr. Dre, NWA, Thug Life, Tupac, everything gets to the forefront. Then you get Yo MTV Raps, you get what's the name of the mother shows? BT had they Rap City.
Yeah.
Next you know, so now the rap is at the forefront. Next you know it's about drugs, jewelry, gang banging, shooting each other up, and that gets pushed out there, man. And our people ate it alive. And to this day, I mean, these little young cats, man, they following suit and rapping worse than Jakes was. I mean, Jakes was talking about narrating what's going on in the hood. These cats is out here self-snitching about how I just rolled up and shot this cat and smoked this after the fact. And it's like, I'm selling this, I'm doing that. And they letting them get away with it.
Yeah, it was a fun spirited initially.
Right.
Who was it? The first group that came out, they had that little dance. It was
Kid and Play?
Not Kid and Play. It was like the first. I don't even want to say the wrong group right now. Say that again.
Dancing?
I don't think it was him.
No, that ain't this.
Like
that ain't this.
They was jamming, man. They was jamming. Even they had the video and everything, but I had to, bring that out.
You talking about Hammer?
Nah,
it was like up there.
It was like early 80s, like the very early, like 81, 82, 83 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you talking about Sugar Hill?
Yeah, I think it was Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill was, they was jamming.
Well,
that was, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was all
They was
about
having a
partying.
good
Yeah,
time. Right, so, but we seen a whole drastic change. And even then, like, Rata like to bring this out all the time, a long time ago about hip hop and the acronym of what it stood for, which was higher infinite power, healing our people. That's what hip hop in its original sense and form was all about, with the Queen Latifah, UNITY, to the various people that we heard that always had a message behind their music. To today we just hear about WAP. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not healing our people. I mean, how is that healing our people? Tell me, please tell me.
That's what I came up with.
Only cardio. It's good for cardio.
Get these niggas for what they pay me. All the stuff,
During that time,
Wow
the gangs that got them together, they had the truth.
That's right.
Yeah.
They did.
What we hear, we gonna play on.
Right.
And, it manifests.
Yeah, that was 92. They had the truce, and before you know it, that thing lasted about a year and less than that in LA. It lasted a little longer in Watts where it started, but they made sure they shut that down real fast. They didn't want to.
RAP. Repulsive and pathetic.
Now, see, he's right about that.
Yeah.
Rap was different than hip hop.
Yeah.
Rap just means you just out there saying whatever. Hip hop was like culture. You had the dancing, you had the graffiti, you had all that was part of the culture. Rap, everybody rap now. There ain't too many people doing hip hop no more. That's out of there.
Yeah, let's get that precept right there.
Proverbs 13:3.
Well,
Verse 2. A man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the transgressor shall eat violence. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction.
All right, so I mean, again, we seen the precepts roll, and the Most High makes it clear you got to keep your mouth. I mean, you got to watch what you say.
Right.
You got to be kind of circumspect, and understand what you speak can actually come to pass, man.
Right.
I have one more precept for you.
A lot of these brothers they prophets, but on the left hand side, they was doing the works of the left hand. So and then they manifested their own debts. Like you look at Biggie, he rapped a lot about that.
Tupac did too.
Tupac as well. You listen to a lot of the songs. I think Biggie, I think his album that was released once he died was called Life After Death. That was his very last album.
Yeah, his first album, Ready to Die?
Yeah, Ready to Die.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously in the world, you like those songs and everything, but that one song, Suicidal Thoughts, man,
Yeah.
if you ever listen to that, I mean, damn. He said, right off the bat, the song started, when I die, F it, I want to go to hell, because I'm a piece of, it ain't hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said, straight off the bat.
He did this song after he got out of the hospital and got shot the first time. Remember? He was like, y'all hit me, but y'all.
He was talking about Biggie just now.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
Biggie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but Pac came out wilding out.
Yeah.
This song after y'all the hustle.
Yeah,
So then they
Pac-
came and shot him. He's like, y'all punk
Exactly.
shot me and you missed, and now I'm gonna do this to your wife.
Right.
And then they came
That's
and
the
shot him
thing.
again.
That was the first thing he started out. He started out with adultery. That's why I F'd your fake
Right.
mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
See,
Fake money, you know, and all that
and
stuff.
that's where you start
Everything
birthing out
holy
the.
was.
But the next generation, 20 years later, that's these kids that come up now, and they hearing
Look at 'em.
hit them up.
Yeah.
Oh, Pac was going at his enemies if I die tonight, and all this other stuff, and they figured, man, that's how I got to live. I'm thugging, and then they out here high. I mean, that's what a lot of these little J's, but they out here just high, man. The drugs are speaking. I seen one cat. They said, I guess they doing lean and all this other popping pills, so they don't write their raps no more. They go in there and they feel
Yeah.
the beat. The beat come in, they high, and they go in there. I'm gonna kill a nigga. And then they saying, you in there just mumbling, talking crazy. And they said, well, the audience that's listening, they high just like me. So they're gonna get what I'm saying, because I'm speaking to the generation that's high and jacked up. They're gonna get it, they're gonna feel it, because we both on the same intoxicants. It's wild, man. These dudes is in a whole nother, but that's how the gold become dim.
Yeah, exactly. When you look at somebody like Future, rapper Future, he had he told how he came up with the song. I think it was Gucci flip flops or something like that. He let it be known, or it was kind of already
I
known
remember
that he was dealing with Scottie Pippen's wife.
Yeah, he said he was
And
lame.
he was dealing with her, so they was committing adultery with one another, and he was just playing around. One day he said he came with the hook for what the song is now known as Gucci flip flops. I just F'd you in some Gucci flip flops. He was talking about Scottie Pippen's wife the whole time, and then that song blew up to what it was. Everybody knows it. Everybody was singing it, including myself in the world for the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Did you
So,
try
I
to
mean,
kill him?
No, he didn't.
Scottie Pippen got
he
too
took
much
that
to
L,
lose to be
yeah.
trying to
Yeah,
deal with his heathen wife running after Jake.
Yeah, exactly. A heathen woman at that, man. So, and he took her back. Which
Who, Scotty?
Scotty.
Wow,
I think
know
they
that.
had broken up now, but he did
Oh.
take her back after that. And man, that's shameful, man. We know the law and what the Most High says about the defiling of a woman.
Yeah.
You can't go back to her, man. But he did. He took her back, and it was embarrassing one time because I seen reporters was following him and his wife around, and one of the reporters asked him about Future, and he just stood there and told him.
Oh, they asked Scottie Pippen?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I'm saying? I just
Wow.
like, damn, man, that's cold, man. They did him dirty, man. But I mean,
That
yeah,
was
man.
bad.
It's this.
The media wants to make it worse.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
want grinding metal.
They gotta make money too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he said,
Verse 21. Evil pursueth sinners,
Mm.
but to the righteous good shall be repaid.
so look, right there. It says, "Evil pursueth sinners." So, if you're not operating in the spirit of the Most High or considering the laws of the Most High, then evil is going to pursue you. That's the only door that's going to be open for you, to enter in through. But what was that last part again?
But to the righteous good shall be repaid.
Right, and good is going to be repaid to the righteous for all of the labor that you're putting in and studying and waking up and serving the Most High and loving your neighbor as you love yourself and honoring the Most High in deed and in word. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get James chapter 3 and verse 6. James chapter 3 and verse 6. So again, man, we're not seeing that higher infinite power killing our people in these days and age, but at the same time, we are seeing
Repulsive and pathetic.
we are seeing that, no question.
It's straight up.
But to a small degree, but the Most High is still doing it. He's putting the curses upon these heathen now, because you got a lot. White kids support the hip hop music more than our people do, as far as it pertains to purchasing the music, buying it off of iTunes and everything. White people are consuming that music more than us.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying?
I just seen this video. It was I guess a short that came on YouTube, and it was Roddy Ricch in London.
Mm.
Had to been 30,000 people out there.
That's right.
And Jake come out there and say, "Come on, sing my song." All right, 30,000 Edomites. Underdog talking about nigga wanna got nigga. 30,000 white people out there. I just get a hit with the bot. Hit with the bot. Nigga don't want to take it or not. I'm a little lazy. All Esau, about 30,000 of them in the whole stadium. He let them rap his song. Man, they was letting the nigga fly out. They lived so freely, boy. And they was out there like, yeah, I'm the nigga. I said, oh, snap.
There was a big
I
tour.
said, damn.
A lot of artists went over there. You had, I think, Summer Walker. All the sisters know Summer Walker and her music.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was singing her song. There was a lot of artists. I think Meg Thee Stallion was out there. But yeah, them Edomites knew all of the words, man. They knew the lyrics.
Did y'all see that video I shared with the Edomite, the two Edomite females?
Yeah.
Looking like two little debutante, prissy white women. Rapping the lyrics to some, I think it was Lil Baby or something. I mean, word for word, they doing the hand gestures all in the camera, acting like
Edomites?
Yeah.
Two Edomites.
I saw that.
You seen that?
I mean, like, sisters.
You see that?
I mean,
they look like they came straight from the country club with their prom dresses on. And they out there rapping the most ratchetest of lyrics, word for word, acting like it was their song.
It's on TikTok.
That's why man, Esau love, they love Jake, and they love the most ratchetest part of being an Israelite in wickedness.
Not missing a word.
Not a word.
Not a word.
I'm going to read this one right quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So, Esau going to be rapping about killing his own in the kingdom of heaven. He going to entertain us, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we seeing a multitude of things that Esau had set out for us, and it's been returned upon their own head. But Joe Biden trying to give us crack pipes. Your son is a crackhead.
For real.
Your son is a crackhead.
Yeah, son's on crack.
Yeah, your son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So look, that's the most high putting the curses upon our enemies, man. You know what I'm saying? So they can't run from it, man.
They had that they got a reel going around when Joe was talking about the crack law. And he talking about if you got a piece of crack the size of a dime, that's automatic 5 years. And they mirroring the video of his son weighing grams of crack out. And they like, are you gonna lock your son up? Your son over here balancing out rocks of crack. And he out there talking about the littlest piece of crack and get you locked up. They was like, man, your son over here on the fish scale out there balancing out rocks so he can smoke. He ain't gotta bring to the White House. He be holed up in hotels smoking naked. There's all kind of videos of that dude, man. Wicked as hell.
So that's hypocrite in the sight of men.
Big time. Big time. So what you want? You said James?
Yeah, 3 and 6.
Okay. Book of James, chapter 3, verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell.
So we see that the tongue is a world of iniquity. You know what I'm saying? Well, they like to come with the John 3:16, but we see world being used in another context right here. That's another point for another day. I just want to make that clear. But nonetheless, the tongue is a world of iniquity, and it also said that it can change the course of nature. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, you can speak, anything into existence. So that's why you got to, he that keepeth his mouth, keepeth his life. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. You got to make sure that you are being mindful of the things that you say. Even amongst Israel today, and dealing with our own people, making sure that, if we do go off or have a slip of the tongue, slip of the speech, we ask forgiveness and pardon from the Most High and from the person that we had to art with. You know what I'm saying? Because that does happen. Like it says, quoting it, he that slippeth from his
Oh,
It's
Not from his tongue.
Tongue, but not
from
from
his
his
heart.
heart.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
from his heart. Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
That's
Y'all got
often
it better than
us.
me.
We talk
Yeah,
we talk
okay.
ish just to get off steam, but we
Yeah.
really don't mean it. And then somebody come back and get you, and you're like, "What did I do?" You said, "Oh, I forgot about that. I was just playing." Like,
Yeah.
and then it's too late, you know.
Yeah, and the Most High get us back always.
Always,
The
every
Most High got
time.
plenty of ways of judging us.
Yeah.
You might catch hell at work one day. You know what I'm saying? You might who knows what the Most High is gonna do? You know what I'm saying? He gets you plenty of ways.
That's the fear of the Lord.
Yeah, that's the fear of the Lord. Him reminding you, him chastising you. So if you get that chastisement, that's the Most High correcting you as a son and a daughter. You have something else?
Con, I got that precept. People.
Okay, yeah.
Sirach 19 and verse 16. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue?
Right. So it's been a lot of people have offended with their tongue. You can stand Sirach. Let's get us Sirach 28 and verse 17 and 18. You know, so a lot of people have slipped with their tongue. You know what I'm saying? So and that's the common thing of man, and we see that actually being one of the chief things that people have fallen from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but we're gonna get this one in Sirach 28 and verse 17.
Sirach 28 verse 17. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones.
Right. So sometimes, you know, words can be real strong to where you holding beef with somebody for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that brothers, you know, blood brothers, they ain't talked to each other in years, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All because of something that the brother did. It might have been something he just said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yes. Oh, that
Oh,
joke.
yeah, I was just thinking how that sticks and stones might break
Right.
bones, but words never hurt.
Yeah, that's a damn lie.
Who said that? Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to always think that was a lie. They're like sticks and stones. Just say
Yeah,
sticks
right.
and stones, friends, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that was a
That
lie,
feels like
man.
a lie to me.
The Most High, the Most High said
That's
no.
what gets the sticks and the stones flown. As soon as you say, man, F you bi. Oh, now it's on.
Yeah. And look, it starts in the youth, man. We coming up as kids, and we get everything from our parents. We didn't heard it somewhere on TV. You know, we saying it to the kids, and these kids be mean as hell to one another. You know, bully. That's why you hear about the bullying all the time,
Yeah.
and the kids grow up, and then
Suicide because of that.
yeah.
Oh,
Man.
it's
So
real bad at that point.
kind of you had to. Was that verse 18 too?
You want 18?
Yeah.
Verse 18.
And you guys can write down Proverbs 16 and 24 as well. Talks about pleasant words are sweet to the soul, sweet like honey. So, you know, making sure that you speaking pleasant words unto your fellow neighbor, and death unto your enemies.
Yeah.
That's right. Verse 18. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not as many as have fallen by the tongue.
Oh, you did read it already. Huh?
I read
Just 17.
yeah, I read 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah. God, so but yeah, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not as many that have fallen.
If you
fallen
have
by the
Oh,
tongue.
my bad. That was the one slow by talking about the damn.
Oh, you want to get it?
If you want to play, we'll
Yeah,
play
you
real
bring
quick.
it out, yeah. God.
We got to expose the damn devil for every lie he
Yeah,
says, man.
expose
Why
him.
not?
a piece of
You talking about a piece of crack? He don't even know how to talk.
crack cocaine, no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1. We passed a law with the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than
Look at the son,
5
spaced
years
out,
in jail.
smoked out in the room.
Judge doesn't have a choice. Under our forfeiture statutes, the government can take everything you own. Everything from your
Yeah,
car
quite a
to
few
your
crack
house,
Right.
your bank account, not
Look at this dude, man.
what they
Sparking up
confiscate in
live.
terms of the dollars from the transaction that you just got caught engaging in. They can take everything. If you
He's
have
doing that one
if
eye.
you have a
The
piece
whole
of
junkie, his son, man.
He
You
said
know?
a piece of crack the size of that damn quarter, and his son got all kind of dope on the scale, high right then and there. I mean, come on, man.
And that
Somebody
was
split the screen, somebody
Yeah.
They split the screen and showing his son doing exactly what he's saying you're supposed to be convicted for.
Right.
Everything's supposed to be seized, your bank account, your house, your car. You're supposed to be locked up 5 years, no probation done. And his ass is still running around here buying more crack and more prostitutes.
God.
Did they? Does he know his son does crack?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, Donald Trump had to make fun of him on the at the election time.
Right. He sure did.
You know, he was clowning him and his son. I
Oh,
remember
slow by. I
word
mean,
for word, but
he told me, said that his son was basically, man, his son is smoked out. And he was like, my son, like many people have
Right.
problems with addiction, and he's overcame it. No, he said it overcame him. He messed up, said it overcame him. Yeah.
all bad, man.
And he was talking about, his son was doing backhand deals with China and the Ukraine, and slow Biden tried to say that wasn't true. But he lied.
Let's get Jude chapter 1 and verse 11. So we see what's taking place with our people and a lot of the people within the hip hop community or the rap community. It's a lot of death going on. So this is the spirit that's being brought or put into the earth right now. This is the spirit that the Most High has put in a lot of our people right here in Jude chapter 1 and verse 11. Let's put that.
Jude verse 11. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain.
Right. So a lot of people have gone in the way of Cain. What was Cain known for and popular for? For killing his brother, man. He had no other thing that he was noted as doing or reputed for, except killing his brother on record. First person to do so, on record. But the Most High said, "Look, you're supposed to be a keeper of your brother." Cain felt otherwise. Am I my brother's keeper? You know what I'm saying? That's what his question was to the Most High. When the Most High asked him where his brother was. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High says, "Woe unto them." It says, "For they have gone in the way of Cain." That's how I said.
Come. They have gone in the way of Cain and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward and perished in the gainsaying of Korah.
So we see the other people that our people continue to follow after in the same spirit of Balaam and Korah, man. So but let's get 1 John chapter 4 now. 1 John chapter 4, and let's get verse 20. Because if we want to see change within our communities, this is one of the things that we have to do as a people. The Most High talks about it in Leviticus 19. We bring it out quite often. That's a common scripture brothers go to. But you got to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? You cannot suffer sin upon your brother. So now we're not getting told that in the Christian churches. We're not being brought up in understanding that aspect of the law. Like even for instance, I think he was teaching when, or maybe I think I had just started the sister. I was bringing out the precept and talking about who we were as a people. Before I even said we were Israelites, she turned around and said, Israelites. That's who we are. With her two little children, but she already had knowledge in the wherewithal to understand who we are. But it's about the application era. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to apply it. So, I mean, it's not enough that you just know that you are an Israelite. You got to apply
the other brother earlier, and I asked him if he knew who he was. He was like, I'm a Hebrew.
Yeah, that brother
like, well,
right.
There's a lot of Hebrews, but you got to know you're an Israelite, bro. Man, you got to live it, man. Come on back over here.
There's a girl teaching me to the rest of them. It's all about the Most High. He gonna help you, right? Says something. I can't call you sister because she looked awful and she was acting a fool, telling cashier to take stuff back and then go get the stuff she took back, and it changed her mind talking about she got EBT. She don't know how much money she got. Talking about, but this is the Most High, right? Sit down.
She thinking they gonna think you scamming with her.
Maybe tomorrow you call my hair, but it's like I can't do it. Like we gotta somehow we gotta get everybody who's with it to start, at least giving us a better look.
Absolutely. For sure. Let's get that right quick. 1 John 4 and 20.
1 John 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love the Most High, whom he have not seen?
Right. You would be a hypocrite, man, which a lot of our people are. They wear their crosses and they claim they love God, and as soon as somebody do something wrong to them, they quick to swing on them. They quick to go off on them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't love the Most High. and it's shown in their action and how they treat their brother, and you know, the lack of the fruit of the spirit. You know, that's being manifested. You got something? Y'all can write down 1 John 3:15. It talks about he that hateth his brother is a murderer. 15 through 18. Go ahead and read that. Write down 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 9. Talks about how the law is made for the lawless and disobedient, murderers, you know, for you know, all such that are, you know, opposite of the laws of the Most High. So, but in the meantime, we can go back to Lamentation chapter 4, and we'll read verse 2 again. So, drop down the group.
Book of Lamentations 4. You see, you want to start it 2?
Yeah, you read 2 again.
Verse 2. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
So it says, even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. So I do want to show a couple more videos if we can. We want to show the let's show this, not that one. That one right there. Yeah. So it's, yep. This is a man right here.
All right, let me show you.
And yeah, there was another one on YouTube that I did want. Let me see.
He's got audio on the video.
Yeah, it does.
All right, let me show you. Oh, it's already playing. How do you
Avenue. Christine King was on her
back it up?
way to work and pulled over when she saw a mother and her baby girl in trouble.
But I said, give me the baby. And he said, get off my baby. If you don't get my baby, I will shoot you. I will shoot you. And that's when I stepped back.
King says while she was negotiating with the man, the mom snuck behind and took the man's gun from his backside. She says it took police about 15 minutes to arrive on scene.
The first cop got there and said, come on. The cop came and tried to take the baby for him. They couldn't get the baby for him. They had a struggle. They was pointing a gun at him and everything.
Police called out to a report of a man holding a baby over the side of the highway just north of Cotton Avenue. Christine King was on her way to work.
I think you repeated.
Okay, yeah, no, this I actually wanted to bring this one out second because there was another video that I seen first in Philadelphia of a woman who just took her baby out the vehicle, and the baby was still sitting in the car seat, and she just left it on the street, got in her car, and drove off.
Oh.
That was in Philadelphia. That was hard to watch. I didn't even watch the whole video. I just read the caption, watched a little bit of it. I turned in that. Yeah. And then I seen that one right after.
The one she left it off on the door. I mean, she dropped the baby off on the street.
Yeah, I'm gonna show the video on my phone and show it to the camera. If we still on the
I gotta switch it back.
You can see somebody leave.
Okay, go ahead.
What looks like a baby's car seat and some other items out on the street, and then they drive away. We do not know if there was a child in there. Philadelphia police officers are asking anyone with more information to please come forward.
It sure looked like it. She had the car seat. Looked like the baby was up in that.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that you know, like the scripture just said, it says, verse 3, even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. So, I mean, it's a spirit of hate in the world right now. We see a lot of these women. They say, "My body, my choice." They can do what they want to do with their bodies, even though they have a living being inside of them. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't have a choice if they want to live upon this earth or not. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's get
And developing tonight, police have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even look further on the story. I seen that caption and I was just like, damn. And it's not the first time we've heard something like that. We heard of stories about women throwing their babies in the dumpster, trying to flush them down the toilet.
About this video, but they need your help to find the answers. In the video, you can see somebody leaving what looks like a baby's car seat and some other items out on the
And
street,
she was the
and then they
passenger,
drive
so
away.
somebody's
We do
driving the
not know
car.
if there was a child in there.
acting in
Philadelphia police
tandem.
officers are asking anyone with more information to
Somebody
please
was
come
in
forward.
agreement with it. That's wild, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe they just threw it away. But if we find another video or article
The
on
baby
it,
was actually in the thing.
If you shop at Walmart, you get it.
But,
You eat better by cooking with fresh, affordable ingredients.
So I mean, we see that spirit amongst our women as well, man. It's a spirit of hatred, a spirit of divisiveness, evil. I mean, things is waxing. Or even just with the female rappers today. There's a lot of female rappers out there today. But you show me one that ain't rapping about her private parts in one song. I mean, every song they gotta mention it at least one time. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who it is, from the Sweetie to the still Nicki Minaj to the Megan Thee Stallion to Mulatto. She just made a song called PU. You know what I'm saying? She just made the song called that, and she was talking about for women's rights. She did it for because they just passed the law for the abortions and all that, and so
that's what's so evil
So
about.
they passed it to.
To end abortion.
to end abortions.
Oh, okay.
With the rapper girls. So,
The rapper girls are saying, "Hey, it's my P.
Right.
I should be able to do what I want with it, and all of that." And you see that, especially when we out there teaching the LGBTQ and all of that. They purposefully try to agitate by kissing and feeling each other up in front of Jay, acting as if that's protest against the word of the Most High, when all they doing are just out here acting abominably. And it's not like they got a real legitimate biological scientific argument, none of that. They whole argument is, F you, we're gonna make out in front of you. F you, I'm gonna feel up my boyfriend. You sitting there like, that's all that it's about, is sex, fornication, wickedness, disease, and everything else. And then when you call them out on it, oh, you're a hater, you're a racist, you need to be canceled. And it's like, that's the only thing it stands on is sexual immorality, and that's Sodom in the flesh.
Jumped on real bad.
Who the pot? Oh yeah, man, the pox is on them. Most High. Yeah, the pox is getting them.
Use the restroom.
what do you mean?
Monkeypox. We'll figure it out.
Oh. So, is that contagious?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's why people ain't going to work.
Yeah, there was just a sister in Georgia. She showed herself having the monkeypox. She recorded herself going through, the like 2.5 week span of dealing with the monkeypox. I mean, yeah, it's out there. I mean, but hey, nothing that we should fear. Don't y'all get that fear about your heart right now. If you in fear of anything, you know what I'm saying?
About the Most High smiting them sodomites with it. That's because they the ones over there rubbing up and anally probing each other and doing all the extras. Well, you notice they said that the men. Now they said the men had to they're advising the men to reduce their sexual partners because of the spread. Why these dudes running around with multiple dudes anyway? Let alone, you know what I'm saying? Now they sitting back crying, talking about we can't get access to testing and there's not enough vaccines. UZL know what I'm talking about. He sent me a video. It was just ridiculous. The sodomite dude is a professor or scientist. And he said, this is not a time for equality, because they were talking about they had to limit the number of jabs going out there because they need to get the minority communities first or equally. He was like, this isn't a time for equality. Like, the sodomites we needed. Forget the niggas in the spics over there. It's time for us because we're suffering over here. It was like, really? Okay. Rightfully so, you over there suffering. The Most High smite you a little
They might be
dirty.
calling it monkeypox, but it might be some type of herpes. If the Most High put out there.
It's like a smallpox plague, but they're saying it came from a monkey, and that's why they even talking about changing the name of that because that could be
It sounds
offensive.
racist. Yeah, because
So-
people be walking through just screaming that out, and I'm like, what are people talking about? And I'm about monkeypox, and they just walking around saying that. And I'm like, people have lost their mind, like for real.
So they're saying that the VWATS jab is good for that? No, it's a different jab.
It's a different
It's a
one.
different.
Yeah,
Okay, 'cause who knows? That sound like something they would say.
it's a different
It's good for
one.
everything.
No, it's a different one. It's a different one.
Same one.
But probably this. It's probably gonna cause the same type of problems, But we got to be careful about that. We ain't gonna speak about that too much anymore. But we already know.
So but dealing with some of this, our sisters, it's a lot more examples out there that we can see of our women just doing evil acts. And you had the sister, you may mention that, but earlier there's a sister that video Instagram model who just found out she had AIDS, full-blown AIDS, hadn't been tested in 10 years, well-known, slept with, well-known celebrities such as Nick Cannon and Chris Brown. Don't know if it was within that 10-year span. I don't know. But nonetheless, the sisters are frail now. You've seen her before. She was, pretty decent or whatever. But
Gina, is this the one?
Is that?
Oh,
yeah, that's her right there. And then you see her now. I mean, she's just totally frail and I mean, damn.
Yeah, she couldn't even stand up.
Yeah,
they
couldn't
had
even
her
stand
in the
up. That's how bad it was. Yeah,
and she was literally.
Oh, she's at the death stage.
Yeah, she was literally like skin and bones.
She died already, or she about?
No, she's still
this
alive.
just came out just like a few days ago.
Yeah, I'm about to share it right now.
Yeah, she's
oh yeah, she's about to die.
Hold on, I'm about to share. I'm showing it right now.
Wow.
It's true.
And that's AIDS.
Yeah, it said
Is Gina with a J or with a G?
Gina with a G. Instagram model Gina 2. Yeah, I'm sharing it right now. Hold on, y'all. Instagram model Gina 2 receives outpouring of support for AIDS battle. Instagram model Gina 2 has received an outpouring of support across social media after revealing that she's been battling AIDS. The 27-year-old, who has more than 30,000 followers on Instagram and a further 430,000 on TikTok, has been documenting her health struggles in a series of videos on social media since going public with her diagnosis in March. On June 11, social media star 2 shared a video of herself struggling to get up from her bed as her weight plummeted and muscle atrophy weakened her legs. I lost all my muscle and strength due to the immune system age and being in the hospital bed for so long. She captioned the heart-wrenching clip, which has been viewed more than 12 million times. Here she go right here.
This will be the last time that we stand. I don't know how long we've been here, but yeah, I'm down here probably about 20 minutes.
She's 65 pounds.
Ready?
And she got to wear a diaper now. She was out living her best life 10 years ago. Hardly.
One.
I don't know her like that.
Two.
It seems as though she was moving around.
Three. Push through those legs. Come on, push. Stand up. Push through those legs. Come on, do it. Push those legs.
Anyway. Play
Not bad.
if you want to. Good Lord.
Yeah, you play with the Most High if you want to, man. Let's read that scripture one more time, verse 3.
Verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
Right. So the sea monsters is denoting like the sea calves or whales or various mammals. They do, some of them, you can't see their breasts, but that's because they have a natural covering. But it says even the sea monsters draw out the breasts and give suck to their young ones. Now, at this time, during Lamentations with Jeremiah, a lot of our women were suffering during the famine. You know what I'm saying? So they became so cruel, they just, neglected their children. It was about just surviving themselves. You know what I'm saying? And we are on the brink of a famine, and we're going to see a famine. So we haven't seen nothing yet as it pertains to how our women are, how they're behaving right now as opposed to what it's going to be. We're going to see this same spirit come back in the earth where it's just going to be about them. And they're going to neglect the kids, do away with the kids, whatever the case may be. And it says that even like the they're gonna be cruel, even like the ostriches in the wilderness. Now, when you look at ostriches, they're not nice creatures, not at all, man. They attack people on a regular basis. They pretty mean, you know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna get a couple of precepts on dealing with the ostrich right quick. But nonetheless, yeah, well, there's some couple facts about the ostrich. It says that the ostrich lays between 30 to 50 eggs, right? So it says when they're taking care of the eggs, they usually create a little nest for their eggs. They'll put the first egg in the middle of the nest, and they'll put the other eggs just right around it. Now, so it says about 30 to 50, but not all of the eggs that they hatch are put in that same nest. So there's some eggs that just go by the wayside, and they just kind of put it to the side, and then those ones are pretty much left for dead. Now sometimes other animals can come and poach on those eggs and kill them. Sometimes they can get stepped on, and usually the ostrich would just leave the eggs alone altogether. So sometimes, I mean, in some cases, the eggs is there for the first born chicks that come out. You know what I'm saying? For them to eat. Some of the children have to get eaten. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it goes. That's how ostrich is in her natural. You know what I'm saying? But and the Most High he speaks of these things. If we go to let's go to Job chapter 39 real quick. Job chapter 39. We'll get verse 13 through 16. But yeah, there's articles on that, and I think I wrote down some of that. It said there are more laid outside of the nest which fall violently, but also were to be preserved for food and nourishment for newest hatched ostriches. So, but yeah, let's get this one in Job chapter 39 and verse 13. Now, the Most High likened the daughter of Zion into these ostriches. Now, and it's funny that I was studying this lesson, the day before, and then I want to show a video from IUIC. It's funny, they posted a little clip of Nathaniel saying something about Eve and the ostrich. So I'm gonna show y'all that in a minute.
So you said Job 39?
39 and 13.
Job 39, verse 13. Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them? She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding.
Right. So we see, it says that the ostrich can forget that the eggs is even there.
Wow.
That's how Eve is right now dealing with her young ones. And again, we ain't even seen nothing yet, man. Not in every single case. You got some of these Eves, they get pregnant just because they think they're gonna keep the man. You know what I'm saying? The relationship, they're gonna stay together forever, and that's not always the case. And then they don't care, and they just, that's the curse that the Most High put upon us. When we talk about Deuteronomy 28 and 56, where matter of fact, if we could, let's get that one on.
Deuteronomy?
Yeah, Deuteronomy 20.
Book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates.
And they seen that in 70 AD. For the transatlantic slave trade, and we're about to see some horrific times in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's the curse that the Most High put upon our women. Even like I made mention of, some of them get pregnant just because they think they're gonna keep the man, and so then they treat the children like it. You know what I'm saying? You look like your daddy. I can't stand you. Some kids hear that growing up. You know what I'm saying? And that the mother might have a disdain for the child or whatever. Just off of that strength alone, But so our women, and I wanted to show this video right quick of Nathaniel, kind of make it light of it. But it was a true thing that he brought out, though, if you can see it.
That's the flesh. That ain't of God. She just leave for church. She want me to watch her walk. You ever see an ostrich walk? The black woman, I gotta say it. You ever see this? I can't do the walk because I ain't built like they are. You ever see this walk they got? When the butt is hot, that's the ostrich walk. That is the ostrich walk right there.
This is a trend on TikTok right now. They always do it.
Walking out.
Oh my goodness.
Because the ostrich got a big back, a big behind. And them legs be strutting and the booty be popping. I'm telling you, it's the same.
I can't believe he got up and tried to do the ostrich walk. That's what it is.
Hey, send me that. I gotta put music to it. I'm gonna put it up. We gonna put some music to that thing.
No.
But nonetheless, he was right on that, man. Eve does that. That's a major trend on Instagram and TikTok. They do that.
That's like I don't care walk.
Yeah, they just walking away from something.
Somebody picture up like just walk.
Right.
But they be doing that. Like some people do it modestly too. But the ratchet girls, they definitely do. They bounce their behind.
They definitely do that, man. So that's Eve for you. But that's the comparison that the Most High made, and we see it being manifested today. We don't see that, man. The Jewish woman. Did she? She don't compare it, but she's no comparison. But I want to get another one on that is in Lamentations chapter 2, dealing with Eve and this is when you read in the KJV, it doesn't quite break it down as better as some other translations. It's a lot more clear of what Lamentations 2 is going into, but we'll still get it. Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 11. And we're gonna kind of read down.
Lamentations 2. Let me write it down first. Oops. Lamentations 2, verse 11. Mine eyes do fail with tears. My bowels are troubled. My liver is poured upon the earth for the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children and the sucklings swoon in the streets of the city.
Well, we've seen that. And the swoon means to faint. So, faint, you passing out. Children is dying in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's keep going a little bit more on that.
Verse 12. I'm trying to get the option. They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine? When they swooned as the wounded in the streets of the city, when their soul was poured out into their mother's bosom. What thing shall I take to witness for thee? What thing shall I liken to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal it? Thy prophets.
That was it on that one. Okay. It's more, but y'all can read that chapter on your own. Kind of goes in detail, but he does have
the neck and legs, they get the pink color.
Yeah.
Yeah. He changed the.
But ostriches are lawful to eat, though, right? We're talking about
unlawful, yeah.
Oh, unlawful. But the emu is lawful, right? I get them confused sometimes. Emu is lawful to eat, right? The emu.
Color in the neck and legs, they get the pink color. Yeah. Yeah. So now, very few medicines is coming with them. Look at the legs.
Yeah, strutting them legs. Rolling their neck.
They had the neck, now they got
That's
the neck roll.
Let's get that video, that last video on IG. We can.
Police called out to a report of a man holding a baby over the side.
Dealing with Eve. But we restoring Eve is at the first, man. You got a lot of Eve that's changing. That's strongholds is coming down. It's being casted down. The one in the middle, yeah. So check this out. Now, before you play it, I want to give kind of a background. There was a shooting.
The thrilling Audi
they said
sedan.
there was a mass shooting or whatever, but it was gang related in San Pedro. I used to live over there, so I feel like I know where
when you dealing
but,
with different.
What's the last week?
It was like last week. It was 5 people that I think got hit. Maybe 2 people died. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, it was like a softball game.
Yeah, it's like and they had the car show, so they were trying to say it was a car show. It's funny, I was talking to my real about going to a car show, just to have, chill for a little bit. I'm like, we like looking at the car shows, man. I told her, I'm like, nothing usually goes down at the car shows and everything like that. Now, the day after, we did this and everything, but it was around the corner from where the car show was. The car wasn't like literally right on the city, but it was still all of those people coming from different cities.
Hey guys, this week we're on safari in Tanzania, searching for some of Africa's most famous wildlife.
Let's see what fluffy creatures we can find, but we're looking for hippos first. Hippos!
They came in vested up, masked up, and just randomly, trying to do a mass shooting at a car show. And they killed 2 people. This was in I'll find it, but
see, it ain't safe to go out too much.
The journey begins in Arusha, hiking to a beautiful waterfall and making coffee with the Chaga tribe.
How is it? It was in Arkansas.
It's a little bit like a This waterfall is huge.
Yeah, this was a couple of days ago. Mass shooting by multiple gunmen and vests near car show in Los Angeles. Leave 7 in. Really?
Making coffee in the local is kind of funny. We have some song we sing as motivation.
Oh, you know what? My bad, y'all. It's the damn YouTube video. There's a YouTube video playing in the background. It's too many videos.
Afternoon. Well,
when
you dealing with different.
Thank you for telling us, though.
Yeah, the water.
If that was going on,
I couldn't.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I mean,
what is it? Is that the walking one? Walking off one?
Yeah, but because it was in Africa, they played another video after that, and there was some Africans going on. But they, just like the brother was saying, man, we just talking about the car show. They see here arrest made in a mass shooting at the Arkansas car show. That was March. They just had one in Vegas a couple of days ago. So, like you said, man, ain't nothing safe no more. It's getting ridiculous out there. So, hit the one on Instagram.
Afternoon. Well, when you dealing with different.
Afternoon.
Well.
So this mother, she got on the news after the shooting, living within the area, and she gave her 2 cents on the matter. So let's see what she said.
Afternoon. Well, when you dealing with different hoods, what do you expect? Because it's the weekend, and I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm from Santana Block Crip, so it's gonna do what it do.
Afternoon.
Well,
so
when you
now this went viral, man. This went viral on Instagram and everything. Everybody was talking about it, and she went out there and banged for the hood, man.
Hold on, we gotta play that again.
We gotta play it
dealing with different hoods, what do you expect? Because it's the weekend, and I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm from Santana Block Crip, so it's gonna do what it do.
Santana Block Crip,
and got her kids there with right. But that's the.
You hear that? Let's get 2 precepts. Let's get Isaiah 3 and 12, and we're gonna get Isaiah 9 and 16. Because this is what our people is dealing with, and this is the leaders of our people. Yeah. You talking about a woman? I'm sure she had children right next to her. Yes. Wow. So our women are like the ostriches in the wilderness, man. Manifested. She got on the news channel and said, I don't know. It's the weekend. And I can't speak for everybody, but I'm from Santana Block Crip. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna do what it's gonna do what it's gonna do.
It's gonna do what it's gonna do.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what, man, that's what makes it so cool is when the Most High say even the sea monsters nurture their kids. I mean, you look at killer whales and jaws, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? Jellyfish, they can take care of their kids and make sure they straight. The only other animal that I could think of off the top of my head, man, that is kind of ruthless is the cheetahs. As soon as they have a baby, they leave them on their own. And they're loners by nature. But other than that, I mean, You see every other damn creature that we would be thinking like, damn, ain't vicious, or damn, I don't want to be in the water with that thing. They like, shit, at least I take care of my damn kids. What do you
can't say the same thing.
Well, you can't say the same thing on a mass scale amongst our people because of the curses, man.
Really, it's getting worse.
Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Right, and she's supposed to be, getting the children to separate themselves from the streets. To look at the streets and say that's not something that I want to be a part of. I'm going down the narrow path. I'm choosing the straight path. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna do this. But what's she doing? She's over here magnifying the gang culture.
Right.
Magnifying the gang culture and increasing the desire for somebody to join the gang. That's why I tell you, when I tell you it went viral, got hella comments, hella likes, everybody talking about it, and I'm sure that sound is gonna be used as a TikTok
Well,
in the near future.
when you dealing with different
people acting
hoods,
out every damn scene from a movie, you're gonna hear that sound bite on TikTok within the next couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So Santana Block Crip.
Santana.
It's like everything is regressing.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, mothers kept
the
house. I mean, in recent past, but all of a sudden things just went degenerate.
But
fast.
And the interesting part is, the news didn't have to use that soundbite. They didn't have to use that interview.
Well,
they could have interviewed a few more other people and said, let's pick and choose when we're going to air. Oh, no, we're going to make fun of this. This little Negro woman out here that's talking BS. We're going to make sure that she gets her interview on TV. Right. That's the one they choose to promote.
And like I said, it went viral.
Yeah, of course.
Just all the way across the board.
Forget about the 5 Jakes that got shot and the 2 dead and everything else. Yeah. And then the compound, a witness to try to find out what happened. You're going to throw her black.
Oh,
I'm going to be nice. You're going to put her black narrow anus out, double cheeked out there to be the representation to say what happened out there. Oh, it's the weekend. What you expect? Matter of fact, let me bang my hood while the camera's on.
And that's that broad brush that's painted all across us. Right. See, all of them are like
they all like this, yeah. And that's the image that they want to portray against. You know what I'm saying? So let's get 2 more pieces. Let's go to Titus chapter 2 right quick. But like Isaiah 3 said, these are the leaders of our people, man. That cause us to err. Women rule over them, and children are our oppressors, man. So let's get this Titus 2 and let's get verse 3.
Titus chapter 2, verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness.
Right. Off top, her behavior was nothing holy. Nothing set apart from the world, nothing set apart from the gang culture, from what you're constantly around. She was fully indulged in that life. Yeah. I don't see too many women that be throwing up the sets that fluently. You know what I'm saying? Like she just threw it up. So
I'm old to be doing that at that point.
That's another thing. Yeah, she said the aged women.
Right.
That's what the scripture just said. The aged women likewise that they be in behavior as becometh holiness. She had to be in her late 40s, probably. I'm sure 50s. Right. You know what I'm saying? And this is what she's out here doing and promoting amongst the youth, as she had a little boy next to her. Right. I'll keep going on that.
The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed.
All right, so what she's doing is blasphemy.
And that's unforgivable.
God, man. She's because the saying goes, the women is the first teachers of the children. And if she's operating in the spirit of, violence or gang banging, what are the children going to do? They're going to follow suit of what the mother is doing. But like he said, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, she should have had her butt in the house. It was a shooting 5 people get hit, 2 people died while you outside. You know what I'm saying?
Banging on the camera to add fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
you know?
and somebody coming through on Santana Block. Somebody's gonna pull up on Santana Block.
Was that who was over there? That's who they was playing, or that's the game?
That's the game that she was claiming.
No, I'm saying, was that
was at the park?
Who was playing at the park?
I think it
I
was
know it was 2 gangs that was playing
Yeah.
against each other in a softball game, and they somewhere it got heated, and somebody ended up getting.
Okay.
It went left. I don't know if it was internal or if it was, maybe the Santana Block. They was playing some other hood at the park.
Well, hold on, but I think it was usually kids that played at the softball. I don't know if it was in this.
Well, I remember what I heard in this particular. It was 2 gangs that was. They play sports to try to keep that little unity, things, and it went left.
But Santana Block is in San Pedro.
No, they ain't Compton. Santana Block in Compton.
Okay.
Oh, it's Compton. All right.
Well, she was in a whole nother hood than repping her. Man. No, but yeah, let's we read the rest of that, and let's get Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16 on that. Now we getting ready to close
Isaiah 9:16.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, something else.
No. I forgot to document Titus. That was what, Titus?
2 and 3.
2, 3. Yeah, Isaiah 16. You said 16:9?
9:16.
Oh, 9:16. Isaiah 9, verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
Says for the leaders of these people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So we seeing a whole generation that's coming up behind, women like her, men like, her as well, that has promoted, this and, have influenced our people to go in the way of Cain. To be murderous, to have that murderous spirit, to gang bang. Look, we do come from, tribalism, where we do represent our tribes, and we're very territorial. That's in our nature to be that way. Those that rep Judah, anybody that came outside of Judah, you had the tribe where you from. So yeah, that whole where you from, where your daddy from. Look, that's natural for us. But we can't. It should never get this far to where it's at today, man. And obviously, the white man has influenced that behavior amongst us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Something good.
No, that was the case. It said
okay.
The what happened at the game.
It was a game plan.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. It says San Pedro shooting happened during the weekly softball game meant for peace. And it said a local nonprofit organized a softball league about 5 years ago to safely bring together members of different crib sets, according to the gang interventionist Skip Townsend. Sunday's game, just weeks after the death of the league's founder in the car wreck, was between teams from Compton. So it probably was, her Santana Block, she probably there watching the game or supporting her hood. And here she goes, finding a reason to bang. And, dude was dying over this crap, man. And she over here still acting in the ignorance. Unbelievable. And it's supposed to be a game for peace. They're supposed to be bringing 2 rival hoods to have a peaceful game of softball so they can go back to Compton and be cool. They get shot. People get shot and die. And what she do? Go bang on the damn TV again.
Yeah. They say peace, but there is no
There's no peace.
That's right. Sun destruction coming from
it. Absolutely. Yeah, let's get that in Isaiah 32 and verse 9 now. Because things are about to it's about to get a little hectic for our sisters out here, man. Just as it is with the brothers, man. Most highs, you're gonna see a lot of pale faces in these last days. Men that's gonna be turned into women. Where the Most High has the question, why do I see every man with his hands upon his loins? As doeth the woman in travail. So likewise we see the judgment that the Most High is putting upon the men. We're about to see judgment being put upon our sisters as well. Isaiah 32 and 9.
God, Isaiah 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled. Ye careless women, for the vintage shall fall, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Stripe you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the treats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine.
Right. So we seeing the Most High is telling the women to rise up, ye careless daughters. And everything is, that they've been accustomed to doing out here in Babylon the Great, all of it's gonna fail. The vintage, the lifestyle that you once lived is you dressing in your little Gucci outfits, with your ornaments and everything. When all hell breaks loose, look, you're not gonna have none of the stuff, the high hygienic stuff that you were accustomed to using. You're gonna have to be on the run in these times, man. When the famine break out and it's war in the streets, civil war, race wars, look, you're not gonna have none of these things at your leisure. Your little Brazilian inches, your hair, your roots is gonna be growing up out of that thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
I thought about that. No, seriously though,
Yeah,
because
that's
some
gonna
of us
happen.
always get our hair done, like always.
Spending big dollars on that.
Yeah,
Your eyelashes.
Tradition.
Yeah,
What will we do in the wilderness?
Right, exactly. These women gonna have to deal with that, and
No,
that's
you
why.
gotta find a horse. Yeah.
And let's
back to your natural state.
Exactly.
Stay there.
Right.
That's
what it's
no
gonna be going back.
eyelashes, no makeup, no nothing.
That's why
Nothing.
they said they're gonna be humbled in this time. As a matter of fact, let's get First Maccabees chapter 1.
Shema.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 25.
First Maccabees.
Yeah, chapter 1 and verse 25. Because we've had incidents in which we've seen what took place into our people when they had to face famine, when they had to face war, when they had to face persecution. It was one of the things that our women had to go through during the time of the Maccabees and the Greeks. Right? First Maccabees 1 and 25.
Verse 25. Therefore there was great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned. The virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed.
See that? They said, and the beauty of women was changed during that time. We're going to see a changing of the guard in this time. They say, look, when you ain't got no toothpaste for you ain't brush your teeth in 3 weeks, they start to fall out. A lot of women going to be humble. Men too. And God said he's going to put baldness upon all Israel. You're going to see Zaza going to be bald-headed in the top. You know what I'm saying? So we going to... The Most High is gonna put. It's gonna get real. You're not gonna have no deodorant, no soap. You know what I'm saying? So look,
but not the prophets though, just the evil, right? He said, "My prophets will eat," right?
Yeah, he said we're gonna eat, but that don't,
That don't mean that ain't gonna mean we're gonna be living plush and have all the amenities that we need. He said you're gonna survive, but hey,
yeah, you might have some. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Not in every case, though. Not everybody gonna have to deal with that. Some people might get fortunate enough to be living somewhere good in a mansion that was,
you gonna be looking out the third story tier, looking, what the hell going on out there? The Most High is feeding, and I'm
somebody might have stopped.
Got exploded. Right. No. Most High said you're gonna be taken care of because you dealt with righteousness and you had the foresight to make sure that you prepared to have things in order. Yeah, but that don't mean you're gonna see a lot of the monsters come out. You see all these sisters, man, that be on their Instagram, they doctor themselves up, but then you see like before and after pictures, you be like, that ain't the same person. Like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, hey, look,
the filters and everything from the Instagram, all that's gonna be gone. You're gonna really see beauty change.
Absolutely. I'll be at work and I see the sisters. You could tell when it's payday. Or the day after them sisters come in, they got their hair all did up, braids down to the butt. You know what I'm saying? And then you could tell when okay, the money run out a little low again. And they had to take it out. They just put the little ponytail in there, might wear a hat. You know what I'm saying? And hey, look, but the beauty of women is gonna be changed, man. And we saw that in the time of the Greeks. I'm sure during the time of the Roman persecution. I mean, look, it's gonna happen. This is a way the Most High humbling all of us, and making sure we gotta make sure our faith.
Yeah.
To hell with your look. Your looks ain't gonna matter real soon, man. All that vanity. Isaiah chapter 3 talks about it. All the ornaments, the gold, the women, wearing the bracelets and all of that stuff. Look, y'all gonna be humble, man.
So I'm saying,
yeah.
all is vanity. All
Right.
is vanity. Man.
Oh man, I will say a lot more, but I'm gonna hold it at that, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and get let's see, we'll close it out pretty soon. I did want to bring out another thing concerning our people. Man, I don't even know how I shifted off this one, but yeah, I'll bring that out another time. But we can go to Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 12. Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 12 through 15. The beauty of, oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, the beauty of women gonna be changed. So everything that we seeing our women are accustomed to doing, nails done, hair done, you know, how to even these celebrities, you know, how they rapping and all that and how they acting and behaving. They might be a little bit more well off for some time, you know, having an extended stay with they, you know, umbrellas, they eyelashes and all that, and you know, everything else.
They're gonna be hiring extra security because everybody gonna be knowing like that's where the money is, that's where the food is.
And they were ran up out of those palaces.
It's celebrities.
Like the East, what's the East Indian president got ran out?
Yeah, that was in Sri Lanka.
Oh yeah,
They went and raided the whole presidential palace. They came in like a horde of roaches, man. Took over that place, was swimming in his pool and everything. And that dude grabbed his bags and booked up out of there and jumped on the boat. Said, y'all can have it. I'm out of here.
Look, even down because I was looking up another video too earlier. Even down to the women that you know be selling their bodies on Fid. You know, this is popular now for people to record just what's going on in a major city that people want to go to or whatever. So there's this dude driving around Figueroa just showing all the prostitutes. And, you know, I thought it to be ironic. A lot of those girls were standing in front of the Baptist church or the Methodist churches right there on Fig. Like every single one. I was like, damn.
Wow.
You know, wow. But I mean, look, they're not gonna be out there doing that no more. Oh, I mean, it's gonna be at a heightened level for them. Then it's gonna be life or death. I gotta get somebody. I gotta survive. You know what I'm saying? So
there's gonna be dudes coming up raping them, saying, "I ain't paying."
Oh yeah, man.
I'm not paying. I'm broke, but I'm horny. Right. I'm coming up snatching, ravishing the women, man.
Like that video I said with the guy.
Which one?
Train.
Oh yeah, and he knocked up two women. Yeah, that was crazy. He mentioned that earlier.
He was a tranny in a women's chair,
and got two women pregnant. I mean, we don't know if they raped her, if it was willing. I don't know, but he sure got two seeds on the way, and they.
That is very scary.
Jeremiah 30.
Yeah, 12 through 15.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because of thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee.
That was it on 15, right? So we see that the Most High said that thy bruise is incurable, man. But we do have a cure at this point in time, man. You know what I'm saying? That during that point, Jeremiah's time of, you know, going through ancient Babylon and that persecution, you know what I'm saying? We are going through this modern day Babylon. And we got a lot of things to focus on to where we got to make sure that we are, you know, spotless and blameless before the coming of the day of the Lord, man. We got other things we got to be focused on. So we got to make sure that we are, you know, separating ourselves from the world, pulling our people out of the fire, like Jude talked about, you know, saving our people with compassion and others you save with fear. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get Ephesians chapter 5, verses beginning time.
Oh, chapter 5.
A couple more after that. Because, I mean, we talked about it on the street today. You know, you got China, president of China talking big. He said, you know, he gave America a starch warning to the to Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, saying that they was gonna take down her plane.
Yeah.
Shoot that down, man.
We're gonna
Politics.
meddling in business politics that she ain't supposed to be.
Right, so and then they said, if you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. That's what he said to America, the president of China. And, and they got their affairs going on with Taiwan, and I think they got their warships all prepared if anything pops
Yeah,
up.
they said they're having a little standoff in the sea right
standoff in
now.
the sea. Yeah, right, absolutely.
Ephesians 5, you say you want 16, redeeming the time?
Yeah.
Ephesians 5, you want to start at 15?
Oh, yeah, you could.
See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
So you got to redeem the time. I mean, you have to value your time in the truth. You have to manage your time. You don't want to be giving all your time unto vanity, unto things that don't matter in these last days. I like to have my fun with certain things, watching the game or whatever, or playing the game or doing certain other things. But honestly, we should be giving our time to studying. If not the same amount of time with your leisure time and you watching a movie, Netflix or whatever, you should be giving at least the same amount, if not more. You know what I'm saying, to the Most High in these last days, man. So it's high time that we do that in these days. Let's go ahead and go back to Lamentations chapter 4 real fast, and let me see something else. Let's read Lamentations chapter 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's read 5 and 6, and then we're gonna drop down.
God, Lamentations 4, verse 5. They that did feed delicately and desolate in the streets, they that were brought up in scarlet embraced dunghills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that is overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her.
So it said, look, it said, for the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom that was overthrown as in a moment. And no hand stayed on her, man. And that's what one thing I was gonna go into is the history of slightly of the strippers, with the dealing with Asheroth, and showing the biblical origin of the strip clubs and everything. But we'll do that for another time. But nonetheless, that was some African stuff that our people were accustomed to doing, and setting up the groves, by the altars and everything, and under the trees. But nonetheless, let's drop down to verse 21 now. So he's saying, like he said, the punishment of our people is greater than the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah. We read about what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah all the time. And if you look diligently at what our people are doing today, I think you had it was a female rapper. I don't know if it was her, maybe another one, but Sukiyana or something like that. She wanted to have, I know y'all probably even heard these damn names, Sukiyana, right? She wanted to have an orgy for her birthday.
What?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? So, you got stuff like that going out, and I might be wrong on the rapper, but I think it was her. But, you got so much stuff, man. I can't even remember the other stuff that I came across. Or even like the Beyonce album. Just dropped, right? Everybody happy, loving it. She got a song called Church Girl, right? And she talking about people not being able to judge her, being a church girl and everything. But then she said, go ahead and drop it like a thotty in the song. Drop it like a thotty. That's the hook and how I go and everything. It's called Church Girl.
But the album cover, she's naked on the horse.
See, I didn't see that yet. Man, so
you're a mother of twins. You're a mother of what, 3 or 4 kids?
Yeah.
You damn near, you got to be in your 40s by now. And you out here butt naked on the damn horse. I think she has some, I don't know, she has some strings or something. No, that's Beyonce.
Yeah.
Oh, Beyonce. Okay.
And now you said she's church girl, and Even though I'm a church girl, you can't judge me. We're gonna drop it like a thotty.
Yeah.
Good Lord,
I just heard a little clip of the song and I was like, damn, man, this
unbelievable.
that's gonna set all the church girls on blaze this summer. They about to turn it up for the rest of the summer on this.
Hey, the Beehive done said it's all it's fair. It's fair game, man. Queen B said to do it.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Who, Beyonce?
Yeah, she's pushing the gay agenda. Yeah.
That's par for the course, man.
So we're gonna drop down to verse 21 and 22 and then get
Verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
So the Most High said he's going to now come upon the sin and the wickedness of Edom, discover their sins, like it talks about in Isaiah 47, where he said he's going to lift up the skirt of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? And everything that they've done is going to be exposed. You know, from the least of everything to the greatest, that we don't know what they've done. Everything that was recorded in history that we know, and everything that wasn't. We're going to know it all. And the Most High said he's going to, remember our sins no more in that time. And I'm going to read this precept right quick in Jeremiah chapter 50. I love this one. From Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 20. And it reads, in those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. Yeah. So who the Most High has selected to be the elect and the remnant in which he saves, sin's not going to be remembered anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? He said they're going to be sought for. Oh, the nation's probably going to be like, you remember when these niggers did this? Hey, look, they justified now. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to search for the sins of Judah and Israel no more. Right. Over and done with, man. So,
I have one.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
Isaiah 44:22. That's what you're saying.
Okay.
44:22.
All right, hold on a second. That one was Jeremiah 50 and 20?
Yeah.
You said Isaiah
44:22.
Isaiah 44, verse 22. I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee.
He said, look, it's already written.
Yeah.
If he already spoke it, it's going to happen, man. So, sorry, two more on that. We still in Lamentations? We still got that?
We can go back up.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to read that first verse one more time. And then
that last one was in Jeremiah 50, you said?
Yeah, 50 and 20. 50, 20. Yeah, just verse 1 and then just one more in Isaiah.
Lamentations 4 and 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
Right, so how does that gold become dim? Hey, look, it wasn't being taken care of, man. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't doing everything necessary in order for us to shine. You know what I'm saying? But like Yahushua said, we are the light of the world. You know, so let your light shine bright before men. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that. Let's end it with Isaiah 13 and verse 12. And this is for all Israel right here. You know what I'm saying? But particularly he deals with the men first and foremost. So, but again, we're gonna be shining bright, man, and we're gonna be coming out in our natural purity. You know, take off all of the minerals and the dust and the dirt that's upon us, and we're going to shine again, man. We already shining right now, but it be through the will of the Most High that we endure to the end. Yeah. And, you know, like they said in the world, get your shine on. Hot boys, big timers, you know, they showing the Rolex and all that. Hey, look, Israel going to be doing that, man. You know, let's go ahead and get that.
Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
With that, we're going to say shalom to the 12, man. I have a blessed rest of y'all.